Hello, this is Beastly Eel with another Eel Talk, and on this video, it is July 4th, America's Independence Day, and what better way to kind of celebrate America is to talk about Captain America. Now, Captain America is no more as Steve Rogers, but there have been many people who've worn the outfit, the stars and stripes. So, because there have been so many, it'd be best to talk about my top 10 Captain Americas. There have been a lot more than I realized, to be honest with you. Apparently, there were more than 20. So I narrowed it down to 10, and then out of those 10, well, I made my ranking. So for now, we're going to be talking about my personal top 10 Captain Americas. Let's get right to the countdown. So number 10 on our list takes us to Earth 81223. Now, this particular Captain America happens to be somebody who's known as somebody else in the regular universe. What do I mean by that is Frank Castle. Now, Frank Castle is known more as being the Punisher. He's a vigilante who takes down villains and kills them. And you're wondering, well, how the heck could he be Captain America? Well, apparently some stuff happened, and I'm not quite sure the full details of what happened to the Captain America of their universe, or if there even was one on this particular Earth. What happened was Iron Man captures Frank Castle as he's part of the group called the Illuminati, and they try to convince him that the only way to bring hope back to the people is to make him Captain America. So because he's always thought of Captain America as being a great guy, he obviously said yes. So he takes the super soldier serum created by Mr. Fantastic, and he becomes faster, stronger, and better than he's ever been. And he dons the shield and the stars and stripes. And he was gladly willing to take on the role as Captain America. Now, he's on this list because he is a memorable character who gets to wear the stars and stripes and become Captain America. But he's also known as being a vigilante in the worst possible way and killing people. Even though he did a decent job as Captain America trying to protect Earth from many threats, Thanos, the Red Skull, just to name a few, he's still a killer. He will still go that extra step where Captain America shouldn't go. But also, all that considering, he's also not a well-known Captain America character. He's known more as being the Punisher than Captain America, but still a decent member on this list, which is why he made it to number 10. We're moving right along. Okay, number 9 on our list happens to be Samantha Wilson from Earth 65. So in this universe, in particular, we're known who's known here most is Spider-Gwen. And so the backstory of Samantha Wilson, she's basically the female version of Sam Wilson. So what happens is Earth, this particular Earth is in World War II, and she offers to fight in it, along with Steve Rogers, Isaiah Bradley, and Bucky Barnes. The four of them go under these procedures, and she's the only one that's left unscathed. She goes through this project called a rebirth, and during this rebirth, she's given exposure to Vita rays, which is combined with her super soldier serum, which enhances her abilities and her physical body in general. So she then fights along, and she becomes Captain America. So she goes in fighting alongside S.H.I.E.L.D. to take down the SSR, Nazis, and everything else. So what happens during this? She confronts villains like Baron Zemo and Red Skull. The big issue with her is she gets kind of trapped outside her universe, and when she comes back, it is 75 years later when she returns. So the world is completely different than where she is. So very similar to a normal to Captain America. The only difference is she wasn't frozen. And so what she does is when she comes back, she decides to continue being Captain America. So her difference is she doesn't have the wings like our friend Sam Wilson. She has all the physical traits of the regular Captain America with a um, super soldier serum. So she has her shield and she wears the stars and stripes. The reason why she's kind of low on this list is because she's not well known. She's not from the regular universe. She's not somebody who is well known to the fans, but she still holds a place as Captain America and worthy enough to have it. And in her universe, she's the only one who's survived to be able to wear it. And that's why she's actually ninth on this list. So for now, we're moving on to number 8. So number 8 is actually going to be Danielle Cage. Danielle Cage is from Earth 15061, and she's actually the daughter of Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. For those of you who don't know, Luke Cage is considered the to have unbreakable skin. So his abilities are diamond hard skin, a healing factor, and because of his diamond hard skin, he has super strength. And her mother, Jessica Jones, has physical strength as well. And she's inherited apparently all of their abilities. So in this particular Earth, she becomes Captain America, and she's actually the only Captain America, to my knowledge, to become Captain America and have powers before being Captain America. So she's actually done a lot of fighting in her day. She's from the future. We're not quite sure. It never says specifically when. It's called in the year 20XX, wherever that is. She's fought people like the Golden Skull, which to my knowledge is a version of the Red Skull. Her universe's version of the Red Skull, I assume. She also has had to fight Ultron, who apparently she fought him in the All Father Ultron, which is apparently when a bunch of different characters from different timelines in different universes were kind of sent in to defeat them. So she defeated Ultron, and then she actually forced the Golden Skull to go back to his and hers timeline. So she's been able to carry the Stars and Stripes, and her shield is actually a voice command drone, which is much different than all of the other shields we will see on this list. So she's a futuristic Captain America, and she's also the only one who was already a superpowered being. A superhuman, I guess you would say. So that's the reason why she's low on this list, though, is because she's definitely not well known. She hasn't had a lot of screen time in the comics specifically. Obviously, she's had to my knowledge, I don't think she's been anywhere in the shows at all. But she definitely hasn't had any too much time being on in the comic books, which is why she's low on this list at number 8. But she should be on this list because of all of her abilities and what she's been able to do in the short amount of time that she's actually been there. So we're moving right along to number 7. So number 7 on this list is John Walker. For those of you who have seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier, know exactly who this guy is. So he is actually a veteran who is kind of given the title by the US government to take over as Captain America because there is no Captain America anymore. And the world needs hope. And to have hope, you need Captain America. So he's number 7 on this list because he's not the greatest Captain America at all. So the reason for him being Captain America is for decent reasons. He is a veteran. He has impeccable records. He's done amazing in his missions. But there's more to that than being Captain America. Being Captain America, you don't just need to be a great soldier. You need to be a great human being. And that's something John Walker wasn't. He also didn't realize that that's what needed to be at all. So specifically, I'm going to be talking about the one most people know about, which is from Falcon and Winter Soldier. He went in there trying to uphold this idea of Captain America, and it was becoming too much for him. And because of that, he was falling back on his only thing he knew what to do, which was being a soldier. And being a soldier is not what's best for Captain America. I know I've said that already, but the reason why I bring it up again has to do with the fact that being a good soldier means you follow orders. You don't think for yourself, you think of what's best for your government and not necessarily best for the world. And that's something that Captain America is supposed to be about. And he does some shady stuff. Obviously, he kills people. He kill. He, I imagine he decapitated that guy. Um, and originally, when he became Captain America, he actually did not have the super soldier serum. It wasn't until later on when he gets it, where he starts to really go a little bonkers, more so than he already has. Which is where he gets much more violent, much more emotional, and because of that, causes a lot more bad than good in his missions. He obviously is, this character is much more known as the U.S. agent, who is much more vigilante, to kind of take out the bad guys permanently. But as a Captain America, he definitely shows that it's not a good soldier, it's a good person it, that needs to be there to be a great Captain America. And we definitely saw that with him. And that's kind of why he's actually higher on this list than many of the others, because he's shown how great some of the other Captain Americas are with his flaws. Because he should have, by definition, been a great Captain America because of his impeccable record. But it had to do with more than just that to make somebody a great Captain America, which is why he's number 7 on this list. So we're moving right along to number 6. So number 6 on this list happens to be Bucky Barnes. And from this universe, he's from Earth 616, which, if I remember correctly, is the Earth we know really well. So originally, Bucky Barnes is Captain America's ward, like his sidekick. He gets frozen along with Captain America in a different. So they don't get frozen together; they're frozen separately, and he becomes the Winter Soldier, which is an assassin who kills a lot of people. So he's definitely done a lot of bad. Once he's regained his memories, though, he starts to fight for good again. And what happens is he fights alongside his old friend, Captain America. But the problem is he still has this dark past. It is thought that Captain America was killed. So Bucky Barnes takes the mantle of Captain America. So he wears a much different suit. It was designed by Tony Stark, which is a little more metallic. Many people were against his suit, apparently, like Clint Barton and other characters like that. But he still wore the stars and stripes and fought for good. He was on the side with the Avengers. He's helped defeat AIM, Red Skull. He also helped in the Skrull invasion. And it wasn't until his buddy comes back from the dead that he hangs up the stars and stripes. So he wasn't Captain America for long, which is why he's kind of low on this list. But another reason why he's low on this list has to do with the fact of, even though he wasn't in control of himself, he did a lot of bad. He has tried to redeem himself now, specifically, um, definitely now that he's in full control of himself. But he still has done bad, and it's tough to see past that when you're Captain America. So the other reason why he's actually high on this list too is he knew he wasn't the best Captain America, so he stepped down. which is excellent. I have to say, he knew that it wasn't best for him, so he went back to being Winter Soldier once the original Captain America came back. And that's why he's number 6 on this list. Right now, we're going to be moving on to the top 5. So number 5 on this list is on this list for a very different reason than all the others. It is Clint Barton, who is more known to be Hawkeye than anybody else. So what I want to start off with is he has worn the Stars and Stripes for a little bit. It was right around the time that Captain America was dead, and it was right before Bucky Barnes takes on the mantle. Now, the reason why he's higher than Bucky is because he realized what it meant being Captain America. So what I mean by that is, let me tell you the story first. So Hawkeye had been dead, come back to life, dead, come back to life multiple times, and his buddy was Captain America was dead. So what he did was he thought, because Tony Stark was trying to convince him that we still needed a Captain America and it should have been him, that he agreed with him and donned on the Stars and Stripes. Isaiah Bradley and Kate Bishop attack them because they don't think it's best for him to be Captain America. And when realizing after Kate, who has donned the name Hawkeye, he's like, "What are you doing? I'm Hawkeye. You're taking my name." And she said, "No, it was Captain America's wish for me to become Hawkeye to represent you, to keep your legacy alive." And that's when it hit him that helping Captain America meant making sure that the people who deserved it the most would be Captain America. So he's on this list for getting rid of the mantle more than anybody else on this list. Meaning, he's on this list because he realized that he shouldn't have been it, and it was more of a mantle that should be passed down to people who are 100% worthy. Now, I know what you're thinking, well, that should make him lower on this list. But some of the others were on this list because they thought they were best. He had to be convinced to be best, and then realized he wasn't and was like, "I'm out," which is why I consider him higher on this list, and that's why he's number 5 here. It might cause some controversy, but oh well. If it's the only one that causes controversy, then good for me. We're moving on to the top 4. So number 4 on our list is Isaiah Bradley. Now, for those of you who are comic book fans, know him more as the Patriot, but we also know him as what's considered the Black Captain America. He's more known more recently, obviously, in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So he was part of a large group of soldiers, actually all of them being African American soldiers, who were tested on to see if they could recreate the super soldier serum. Well, it seemed to have worked. I don't want to say he was the only one that worked on, but it was the only one that it worked on correctly. And he became Captain America. So in the comics, after a while, he became the Patriot. But in the show, in the cinematic universe, he was captured for trying to don on the Stars and Stripes because he couldn't be Captain America because of his race, which is messed up. So in the cinematic universe, though, he was in the Korean War, fought with the Winter Soldier, won, got his buddies to escape, and because of that, he was captured and tortured to try to recreate the super soldier serum that was pumping into his veins. He was able to escape and try to live his life without anybody attacking him or trying to experiment on him. And he lived the rest of his days in secret. He's on this list because he represents what Captain America should be. He's tried to help multiple people, even if it caused him pain. even if it meant risking his life to protect them. In the cinematic universe, he went in to try to save some of his buddies who the U.S. government just called lab rats, and to him, they were his they were his brothers in arms. So we went in, broke them out, even if it risked killing him. He was willing to take that risk, and he had to deal with the ultimate sacrifice of being experimented on and tortured. So he's high on this list because he definitely represents who Captain America should be. Unfortunately, because of the harm that was caused to him, he has a bitter taste about America, and it's rightly so. But that's why he's number 4 on this list. Now, number 3 on this list is somebody who has never officially been Captain America. And what I mean by that is she is Peggy Carter. We know her as Agent Carter. And the reason why she's number 3 on this list is because in the What If comics, the What If comics has to do with different scenarios that could have happened and how things would have played out. So in this particular What If, she gets the super soldier serum instead of Steve Rogers, and because of that becomes Captain America. She dons on the stars and stripes and the shield, and she goes in and helps defeat them. Now I know what you're wondering. How can she be number 3 on this list when she's not even really Captain America? Well, the reason why is because she's always been a supportive character of Captain America. She has always helped him out and in some instances married him and had kids with him. That being said, seeing a different version where it's actually her that becomes Captain America is endearing to all the women out there, especially during that time because it was still during World War II, that a woman would actually have the ability to be experimented on. Granted, nobody wants to be experimented on, but given the opportunity to potentially be a high-ranking officer in the military and donning on the stars and stripes and beating up bad guys. And that's why she's number 3 on this list. She might be another one that people have a problem with, but Peggy Carter is a great character and she should be on this list, especially if she's ever going to wear the stars and stripes, which, like I said, did in the What If comics. So we're down to the final 2. Now, I'm pretty sure anybody who's a comic book fan know who the next 2 are. They might not know my order, but they definitely know who the next 2 are. So we're going to move right on to number 2. So number 2 on this list is Sam Wilson. Sam Wilson is more known to be the Falcon. So when he first debuts in the comics, he is a former airman who was a pilot in the non-traditional sense. Sorry. He wore a jetpack with wings that made him look like a bird. And that's where he got the name Falcon. He's worked with Captain America in the past. He's worked with Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier. He's also been part of the Avengers at times. And he's in the cinematic universe, has fought along with the heroes against some amazing threats. Ultron being one. He also fought in the Civil War. He also fought against Thanos twice. And he got his own show in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So in the cinematic universe, Steve Rogers gives him the shield for him to become Captain America. So Sam Wilson doesn't think it's a good idea that somebody else should take on the mantle. So he retires the shield. And he finds out that somebody else takes it, aka John Walker, and he's not happy. So he, as time goes on throughout the series, the final episode, he officially comes in as Captain America. And he dons on the stars and stripes along with his wings and his jetpack. Now, 2 things. He's so high on this list because he is, in fact, I'm pretty sure he's the only one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the only one on this list who does not have any superpowers whatsoever. He was never given the serum, and he was willing to wear the stars and stripes to fight for good. He was not only an excellent soldier, but he was a great human being. He worked with veterans to try to get them back into civilian life. I imagine that not being an easy case for anybody. And because of that, he wasn't just a great soldier, he was also a great man, which is why he was so high on this list, and he deserved to be Captain America when Captain America wasn't around. When there was nobody else to wear the mantle, he deserved it more than everybody else. So now, number one. Should be pretty obvious who number one is, but let's wait and see what number one's going to be. Number one on our top 10 Captain Americas is surprisingly Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers is the original Captain America. You cannot have anybody else on the top of this list. Obviously, Sam Wilson was definitely in number two, but Steve Rogers was the original Captain America. He was a nobody. He was somebody who was frail and unable to do anything, willing to sacrifice his life to want to help people and to stop the bullies of the Nazi Party. Goes into the experiment and becomes a hulking, I don't want to use the word hulking, a much more muscular man, and becomes Captain America. Now, at first, it becomes a joke. He's kind of a gimmick. But once he gets into the war, really gets in there, he becomes the greatest soldier. Now, he was a great man before getting the super soldier serum because he was willing to jump on a grenade to protect everybody. That being said, once given the serum, he became an amazing soldier and a great man. And he donned the stars and stripes longer than anybody else in comic book history. He has done some phenomenal things. He's beaten the Nazi Party. He's fought Hitler. He's defeated the Red Skull. He's been frozen in time. And, well, he's been frozen and then thawed out almost a century later and still fought for good and joined the Avengers to team up to defeat threats that have attacked them time and time again. Loki, Ultron, Winter Soldier. I'm trying to think of what else. Give me a minute. Their own government. Hydra. Thanos twice. And many, many more. And because of that, he is the number one choice to have been Captain America, and he's still number one in most people's eyes. And that's why he is the greatest, in my opinion, Captain America. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I definitely enjoyed making it. So, just like all my other videos, if you like the content you see, please like and subscribe below. I'm going to be doing a lot more content this entire month. I know I've said it multiple times, but I'll continue to say it. There will be a theme almost every day. I won't be just talking about Marvel. I'll be talking about other things as well. So until tomorrow, have a good night. And this is Beastly Eel signing out.